His birth name was Muhammad, the son of Abdallah, the son of Hashim, from the tribe of Quraysh. He was born in Makkah in the year 570 CE. His mother, Amina, was from the tribe of Taim, when he was just 6 years old. His father passed away, so his grandfather, Abdul Muttalib, raised him with the help of his uncle Abu Talib. Because of his trustworthiness, the young Muhammad was given the kunya, or nickname Al-Amin, which means the trustworthy. When he was 25, he married a wealthy widow named Khadija. She was 40 years old and had already been married 3 times. The marriage proposal was actually made by a man named Zayd, who was a cousin of the Prophet and also his close friend. But when he heard that his friend Muhammad wanted to marry Khadija, he said, "You are closer to her. Marry her yourself." So Muhammad went to see her, and the two got engaged. Their marriage would later be blessed with 7 children, 4 of whom survived to adulthood. Muhammad was known for his honesty, good character, and leadership qualities. During this time, the tribes of Arabia were fiercely independent and were always fighting with one another. But Muhammad dreamed of uniting all of them under one banner. He liked to spend time alone in the mountains around Makkah, where he would pray and contemplate the existence of God. It was here in the Cave of Hira that he received his first revelation from God through the angel Gabriel. At first, the prophet could not read or write. He sent for his close friend Zayd, who helped him recite and memorize what would become the first chapter of the Quran, Al-Fatiha. The prophet then returned to Makkah and began preaching the message of Islam to his family and friends. His first followers were mostly from the lower classes, such as freed slaves and poor people. This caused the upper class, who were his rivals, to mock and ridicule him. They thought that if he truly had a message from God, why didn't it bring him fame and fortune instead of poverty? They continued to harass him until Abu Talib, who was an uncle of the Prophet, passed away. After this, they intensified their persecution of the Prophet and the Muslims. The Prophet then decided to migrate to Madinah, also called Yathrib, which was about 400 miles north of Makkah. The journey took about 2 weeks and is known as the Hijra. It is an important event in Islamic history because it marks the beginning of the Islamic calendar. In Medina, the Prophet was welcomed as a hero. The Muslims who had been persecuted in Makkah now had a place where they could practice their religion freely. The Jewish tribes that lived in Medina also accepted the Prophet and his companions. Together, the Muslims and Jews formed a strong alliance, and soon the new Islamic State was powerful enough to defend itself against attacks from the surrounding tribes. In 624, the Muslims were outnumbered but victorious at the Battle of Badr. 3 years later, however, they suffered a defeat at the Battle of Uhud. Despite these ups and downs, the Prophet continued to preach and make good relations with other tribes. In 628, he led his followers on a pilgrimage to Makkah, also called Umrah, although the journey went smoothly. The tribes of Makkah did not allow the pilgrims to enter the Kaaba. The Prophet then made a treaty with them known as the Treaty of Hudaybiyah, which lasted for 10 years. During this time, Islam continued to spread, and the Prophet trained many young men to be soldiers. In 630, the Prophet and his followers finally conquered Makkah. This is known as the conquest of Makkah, or the Hajj. The Prophet then performed the Hajj, and many of his followers built mosques and houses in Makkah. From that point on, Makkah became the holiest city in Islam. After the conquest of Makkah, the Prophet continued to preach and make more good relations with different nations. In 632, he led his followers on the farewell pilgrimage to Makkah. There he gave his last sermon and told his followers to be kind to all, including women, children, and the elderly. He also emphasized the importance of justice, honesty, and compassion. Soon after returning from Makkah, the Prophet fell ill and passed away in 632 CE at the age of 63. He was buried in Madinah next to the first 2 caliphs, Abu Bakr and Umar, even though he is no longer with us physically. His legacy continues to inspire millions of people around the world. Thank you for watching this episode. If you would like to learn more about the Prophet's life, we have other videos available. You can watch them all on our channel. Please remember to subscribe and turn on notifications so that you never miss out on any future uploads. Also, please support us by donating through the link in the description below. Finally, Don't forget to share this video with your family and friends so that they, too, can learn about the Prophet's amazing life. So thank you very much and see you next time.